everybody, Chris Holds, Beckett Baseball here. I'm with a special guest who is in town in Dallas here for Beckett Grading Services servicing with a quite impressive card. This is Brian, and he works at a card shop in
Delaware, Ohio, Neuhart Cards.
There you go. I was going to let him do the cheap plug, right? And he brought in a certain card you might have heard about online out there on Twitter in the last week or so. The Kris Bryant 2013 Bowman Chrome Superfractor autograph. It's been graded. It came back in 9/5/10. We just want to chat about it here with not the person who pulled it, but a person who brought it on down for them. So, you said, where was your shop again?
Delaware, Ohio. Neuhart Cards is the name.
Okay. And you came down with this card just to get one-day grading service, which is an option if you're a high roller. And tell us about who pulled this.
He's a good customer of ours at the shop. He he rips a lot of wax. And the guy he was chasing this card. He was about 50 cases into Bowman. It's a Bowman Chrome, so he he has luck with about 20-25 regular Chrome refractors base autos. Pulled an orange 910, sold it. Finally got the super, so he bought the case from us at the shop. Took it home. Had a death in the family, so didn't get to rip it right away. But a week later, rips it. First box, pulls this out. I mean,
It's crazy.
He pulled his card and left the rest of the case sit there. He hasn't opened it yet.
I would have said plenty of other things. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing. This kind of a card is the card people chase. This card has a kind of a non-traditional releasing method in that Bryant returned his autographs late that year, so it was spread out through several Bowman products. You said it was Bowman Chrome?
It was Bowman Chrome Jumbo case.
So this card was in a Bowman Chrome Jumbo case. Meanwhile, other versions were in Bowman Inception.
Bowman Platinum.
Yeah, throughout the year. So even knowing where this one may have been is kind of a challenge. They may have said where it went, but I didn't recall. So a little backstory. In 2010, one of the largest Superfractor sales was Steven Strasburg, which was an unsigned card that was graded. And I believe it sold for $17,000 and then resold for $20,000 to a repackaging. I think it was its Leaf, I think, purchased it the second time and put it in a best of baseball type of product where, repackaging. So this card with Kris Bryant's start this year, 10 homers in spring training, he'll definitely be up with the Cubs after he goes down to save the team some money.
12 days.
Yeah, exactly.
9 games.
2 weeks, This card has a lot of potential, and we were talking off camera about some of the numbers that have been thrown around so far.
There's some pretty surprising numbers that will make that previous sale that you mentioned look pretty small in the grand scheme of things.
So do you want to say what some of offers have been?
I'm not going to put a number out because I don't want to do that just yet.
It was crazy.
But it was enough to pay off a card.
This is one of those cards that it is a name your price situation. Talking to collectors who don't know what Bowman Chrome or what a refractor is could be a hard thing to describe to a non-collector. This is the one that anybody and everybody would want. The Superfractor Kris Bryant auto. The timing is perfect. You're in the Midwest. You've had interest from people in Chicago in that area. You're not far away from that.
Not at all.
I presume you've collected for a long time.
I actually collected for a while as a kid. Got back into it.
Common story.
2012, 2011. I was a injured vet from Iraq and had surgeries. Couldn't really get out of bed. So that's what got me back into the hobby. Watching YouTube videos actually of you and box breaks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so I've gotten back into it. And I told my wife that when my medical retirement was done from the Army, that I wanted to work in a card shop. I wanted to do what I love to do.
Yeah. So
I hooked up with a buddy of mine and just said, you know what, let's do this. Let's work together. And
have you seen anything remotely close to the galaxy of this card? So that's where I was going with it.
When I saw this card, when it was brought to my attention as pulled, the first thing I thought of was, like a Mike Trout Superfractor or even a good grade Jordan rookie or something on the pure terms of value. But this is by far the nicest card I've seen.
Yeah, I mean, in
person.
He has a lot of cards, but that's the one with its non-traditional release and the autograph, technically his first autograph in an MLB uniform. It's going to be in demand. And Bryant was a Golden Spikes Award winner in college, established star there. He hit like 330 in college over 3 seasons. His final season, he hit 31 homers in 62 games while hitting like 335 or 365 or something. It was ridiculous. Last year in the minors, I think he had 42 homers. Freak, So there's no doubt that he's got major potential. More of a power hitter, more than an all-around Mike Trout kind of guy. But the Cubs, if they win it all, you know, when they win it all, since it is 2015, Back to the Future 2, maybe he's the guy that everybody latches on to. So you've had a little bit of a vacation here coming to Dallas, 1 day, kind of 2-day trip or so to bring this down. What have you seen, or what do you hope to see while you're here? Although by the time we run this, you'll be home.
Yeah, exactly. You know, we actually just stepped off the plane probably 20 minutes before we got here. Okay. We're here until about 6 p.m. tomorrow. I lived in Oklahoma for a while, so
the Flatland is very familiar.
Yes, and I told my wife, she tried to do a vegan diet or something. I said, you know what, we can't go to Texas without a steak dinner. So, you know, that's my priority: steak dinner, and then maybe just check out a few things around the area. So
this is one of those cards where it probably would see the open market at some point, but not necessarily, from what I hear.
Yeah, the gentleman that pulled this, he is actually debating on keeping it himself.
That's cool.
You know, he eventually it may see the light of day, you know, when he wants to pick up a really nice Mantle rookie graded or something. But, you know, it may be a little while before it actually gets out.
And see, that's not always a bad thing. You know, I know with these kind of cards, you totally want to cash in sometimes, right? But what happens if 6 months from now he is better than people thought, right? There's only one first card. There's only one of this card anyway. So as much as it has a lot of potential right now, what about later on? You know, that's a compelling thought. Plus, as we talked about with the Strasburg Superfractor, there's potential for this to show up in another product. You know, there's a lot of companies out there buying and, you know, wheeling and dealing, flipping special cards. So this is an interesting one. Is there anything I totally missed, or you know, comes to mind?
I think we covered most of it.
I rambled too much.
It's all right. Long video.
Exactly.
Nice FaceTime. Maybe I'll be a YouTube star.
He'll help me out, yeah. Well, that was Brian with the 2013 BGS 9510 Kris Bryant Superfractor auto. So maybe you'll see it soon, maybe you won't, but you will see it here right now.